Hey guys, Steve Welch, Beaman Toyota out of Nashville, Tennessee, of course, coming to you because of the huge announcement that we've had happen with the Tundra. So the 2022 Tundra has been officially revealed. It is going to be a game changer. I do not doubt that one bit. One of the reasons I'm coming to you right now is because everybody is asking one question, and I think I might be the only one that has the answer. And the answer is, what's the gas mileage? What kind of fuel economy can we expect from the Tundra? So I'm not coming to you from some spot of some secret information that I know that that you know I've got from some secret source or something like that. It's not that. What I've done is I actually figured out the answer to the question, and I figured out in a way I'm going to explain, and I think you'll agree with me that it sounds right. All right, so I'm going to kind of go through a few things here, and what I am using to get this information on what the fuel economy will be in the new 2022 Tundra, at least my best guess, is the 22 Land Cruiser. All right, now before you guys start typing in the comments, hold up, don't start typing yet. I know that the 22 Land Cruiser is not coming to the US. I'm not saying that it is. I'm not, all right, but it is coming overseas. All right, so what the 22 Land Cruiser has that is very similar to the Tundra, has the same frame, it has the same so it's built on the same frame, has the same 10-speed transmission according to some of the things that I found, and I'm going to show you a spec list here, so pay attention. I'm going to show you some things here, but I believe it has the same engine, right? And with one exception, but we'll go over that here in a second. But I believe I know your answer, and I'm about to show you why. All right, so pay attention, and here you go. All right, so what we're looking at, all right, what we're looking at there is the spec list that I found is from a dealership that's in Dubai. All right, so it's in United Arab Emirates. That's why all their the squiggly stuff on the right that none of us in the US can read, it's, you know, obviously we can't read that. But what I'm looking at is in the center there, right under that 6XR. And what you see is that the engine is a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6, a la the new 2022 Tundra. Now, you have to know a little bit about metric, a little bit about you know, some of the ways that they do things, but what I want to show you is it shows the output. So it shows the horsepower being 409 horsepower. All right, so if you're comparing the horsepower to the Tundra is going to have 389 horsepower in the V6 engine that is the non-hybrid. Now, I wanted to bring this up. It doesn't show a hybrid version for the Land Cruiser overseas. All right, but what it does show is a diesel version. I'm not comparing anything to the diesel version. That's a different animal. All right, so yeah, it's, you know, built on the same frame, where it's a different animal. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. So and this, you know, so some people might go, well, this one's got 409 horsepower, whereas the Tundra is showing that it's going to have 389 horsepower. Or, you know, there's 30 horsepower missing, so it can't be the same engine, right? And here's why I'll tell you it can. If you ever notice, people talk about getting chips for their car. People always talk about getting, you know, doing things to the exhaust. The Camry alone will tell you this: if you get an XSE Camry as opposed to any of the other Camrys, you get 3 extra horsepower just based off of the routing of the exhaust, or however the exhaust is on the XSE. So you have 3 extra horsepower in your XSE Camry just based off the exhaust system. Well, if you're talking about overseas, most of the overseas areas don't have as stringent regulations as the US does when it comes to emissions. When you increase the emissions protections, you decrease horsepower. That's almost always. So what you'll notice, like one of the car manufacturers got into trouble because they were having issues where they were increasing horsepower at the expense of what was coming out of the tailpipe until you hook that car up. And then what happened? It adjusted itself back to lower horsepower, but better out of the tailpipe. So realistically speaking, I think that this is roughly the same with a little tweak on the exhaust that causes it to be slightly lower horsepower in the US. That's a guess. Most of this is educated guesses, but I think I'm right. All right, so we're gonna keep looking down the list here, and if you notice, you see torque and you see 650. Well, obviously 650 isn't the torque, because if you look at all of the stuff from the releases and that, the non-hybrid's going to have 479 foot-pounds of torque, right? So if it's going to have that torque, that it can't be the same. So it's 650 to 479. The torque's different. You have to look at the difference in the standard that they're using. So 650 Newton meters of torque. And if you talk about 1 Newton meter is 0.738 foot-pounds. So if you do the math equation, it's 479 foot-pounds of torque. The torque is identical. So just saying, following me here so far. Hopefully you guys are with me on this. All right. So now this is, obviously you see 10-speed transmission. That's the next level down in that list. And I'll put the list up a couple times here, and I'll come back to myself, of course, so that you guys can look at me here. So, because I know I'm just beautiful. Anyway, so obviously there's a 4x4 as well. So what I want to get down to is look at the fuel efficiency. All right, so the fuel efficiency is 9.3. But if you go to the left, you'll see that's kilometers per liter, right? So if it's 9.3 kilometers per liter, 1 kilometer per liter equals roughly 2.352145 miles per gallon. All right, so 9.6 kilometers per liter is, and here's your answer on what you're looking for, 22.58 miles per gallon. That is why I'm coming to the conclusion that is probably a combined number. I know in the US we do, X number city, X number highway for a combined of whatever that number is. I believe this is going to be a combined number. So you're probably going to get a little less city, a little more highway. All right. But your combined number, based off of the information that I've seen and what I'm talking to you about here, the combined number should be about 22.5 miles. I'm guessing, round it up, round it down, 23 miles per gallon US. And it's based off of the Land Cruiser, built on the same frame. It's the TNGAF platform, built on the same frame, same size motor, same torque, similar horsepower with the reasoning that I was talking to you about. And this can't be all coincidence. I'm betting you they're using the same motor. It has to. I mean, Toyota's very, very efficient in what they do. They're not going to make two different twin turbo 3.5 liter V6 motors and design two different motors. That I don't see that making sense for Toyota. I guess anything's possible, but I don't see that making sense, right? So now your next level. Well, what about the hybrid? If they're not building a hybrid Land Cruiser, I probably don't have anything to go by to give you a guess on the hybrid. I kind of do. Here's where I'm coming up with my guess on the fuel economy for the hybrid Tundra that's coming out. So it's going to have the same twin turbo V6, 3.5 liter. It's going to have that same engine, obviously paired with your hybrid, right? So you're going to have 437 horsepower,
and 583 foot-pounds of torque. Guys, that's awesome. 12,000 pound tow rating. It's pretty cool, right? So what would I have to go by to be able to talk to you about what I think the gas mileage will be on the hybrid? What I want to go by is two vehicles that Toyota has out currently, the Highlander and the RAV4. All right, so here's why I want to do that. So let's kind of all brainstorm together here. So if you're gonna go to the expense of putting a hybrid together, you're gonna go to the expense of having the battery, you're gonna go to all the testing and everything else, and put yourself in Toyota's mind and go, are we gonna do this for 1 mile per gallon better? No, because you realistically, if you're charging, a couple $1,000s or several $1,000s more, you're going to need to show somebody a lot of times more than just power. But when somebody's buying a hybrid, they're looking for efficiency, they're looking for fuel economy. So are you going to do it for 1 mile per gallon? I don't see that. 2, 3, 4, probably not. Here's where I'm coming into play with the other ones. All right, so the Highlanders, in gas, you get, and I'm going to go with combined numbers because that's how I was talking about the Land Cruiser. All right, so in combined numbers, the Highlander gets 23 miles per gallon combined in the gas. All right, you get 36 miles per gallon combined in the hybrid. All right, you also get 36 miles per gallon in the hybrid Sienna, but I don't have a gas version of that to kind of really talk about here. And I realize the other thing, these are 4 cylinders, right? So the Highlander is a 4-cylinder, the RAV4 is a 4-cylinder, the Sienna are all 4-cylinder hybrids. I'm not trying to say that that's what you're getting in the Tundra, so don't jump ahead of me just yet. All right, so now the RAV4 gas, 30 is your combined in the RAV4, right? So if that's what you got there, then your hybrid goes to 40. So you're at 10 miles per gallon better. So 13 better on the Highlander, 10 miles per gallon better on the RAV4. Those are both obviously proven powertrains. Everything's all proven there. So what realistically could we expect from the Tundra? Well, all right, so let's go back to what we were at, right? You're going to have 9.6 kilometers per liter equals 22.5 miles per gallon on the gas version of the engine. So you're going to have to do better than that. I see it better than 5 miles per gallon, right? And my guess, it's my guess, but I feel like I'm right. It's my guess is you're going to have roughly about 7 miles per gallon, maybe 8 miles per gallon better as a combined number than what you're having in the non-hybrid. So realistically speaking, I think, and I'm thinking I'm right here, but I think we're going to be somewhere around 28 miles per gallon on the hybrid Tundra. So you're going to have the extra torque, the extra horsepower, and realistically, I think we're going to be somewhere around 28 miles per gallon. I would be amazed and very happy to see 30. I know some early estimates were actually thinking that it could be 30 miles per gallon. I think it's going to end up being 28 as your combined number, maybe 29 city, 27 highway. It tends to flip back. You guys know that if you know anything about hybrids. But I really do. I think we're going to end up being, somewhere in that realm of a 28 combined. And I've talked about combined on all this just because that's kind of how I'm looking at it. So let's do a bit of a synopsis here, right? So what I think we're going to be is, based off of the Land Cruiser, same engine, same frame, all of that, 10-speed transmission. 10-speed transmission helps a ton with fuel economy, of course. I really think we're going to end up being to where the gas version will end up being 22.5 miles combined, so it's probably going to say 22, just because Toyota tends to underestimate their fuel economy as opposed to overestimating it. So I think it's going to end up being 22 miles per gallon on your non-hybrid and 28 miles per gallon on your hybrid. And that is my educated guess. Like I said, not going off of any special information that Toyota's given me. I don't have some inside line to somebody that's saying, hey, guess what this is going to get. I don't have anything like that. I'm not trying to say I have anything like that. I'm using the exact chart that I put up on the screen so that you guys could see it, and a couple of conversions that go from metric to standard, and using Toyota's actual numbers on a similar vehicle. And now Land Cruiser could be a little heavier, could be a little lighter. Don't know the weight ratings on the Tundra yet. If you look down on that sheet, it showed the gross weight in kilograms was 3230. I can't convert kilograms off the top of my head. I'll put it down here for you, so you guys can look at that. But I don't know if it's going to be a similar weight. Maybe the Tundra's a little lighter, maybe it's a little heavier. I would probably guess it would be a little lighter, but I mean, I don't know. It all depends on how they build it. With how they're building the bed, with the composite bed and the aluminum framing, I'm guessing it would be a little bit lighter than what the Land Cruiser is, but they did lighten the Land Cruiser for this year. And once again, I know the Land Cruiser is not available in the U.S. I know, guys, it's not available in the U.S. I realize that, but all these components are the same, guys. I'm positive of it. Like I said, could be wrong. Don't have any special information, but I have a lot of know-how, and I think I figured it out, and I think I broke the code, and it was right in front of everybody. And hopefully you guys liked it. Definitely give me a thumbs up if you like it. If you learned something, great. Definitely subscribe. I appreciate every one of you guys, and look forward to making you guys some more videos. Made this one a little bit on the fly here, but I wanted to get this information out because I believe I'm right. It's the only reason to put it out, right? I believe I'm right. But Steve Welch, Beaman Toyota in Nashville. Hope you guys have a great day. I'm looking forward to the Tundra with you guys, and I cannot wait to drive this truck. I haven't been this excited about a vehicle in a long time, and I have seen a lot of new vehicles, but this one I think is going to be a game changer. And like I've said on a couple of my Facebook posts, I think everybody else just started fighting for second. So they don't even realize how far they're fighting for second. But Toyota, you guys, I'm excited. So I sure do appreciate all you guys watching the video. Let me know what you think. If you think my math's off, if there's something I've missed, put it in the comments. Let's all kind of get with each other here, and let's see how right I am. Right, what's wrong with that? But Steve Welch, Toyota, downtown Nashville. You guys have a great day. I look forward to talking to you more about the new Tundra, and hope you guys have a great one. We'll talk to you later. Bye.